Hello everybody, our topic for today is basic nutrition. My name is Leanne Ewan. I'm a certified athletic trainer and a certified ergonomic assessment specialist in the Seattle area. Our agenda for today includes basic terminology, macronutrients, hydration, and salt and sugar intake. The first term we're going to go over today is a calorie. A calorie is a unit of energy defined as the amount of heat needed to raise a quantity of water by 1 degree of temperature. This is a very abstract sounding definition, but the key takeaway is that it's a unit of measurement that we use to determine how much energy is contained in your food. In the US, what most people call a calorie is actually a kilocalorie. And in order for weight loss to occur, there must be a caloric deficit. So this means that the calories out or the calories burned needs to be more than the calories in or the calories consumed. The second major term we're going to go over is a macronutrient. This is a chemical element in your diet that contains calories. It's also called a macro, and these include carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and alcohol, and we'll take a deeper dive into those topics here in a couple minutes. So the first macro we're going to discuss is a carbohydrate. The most common and abundant forms of carbohydrates are sugars, fibers, and starches. And carbohydrates provide the body with glucose, which is converted to energy used to support bodily functions and physical activity. Each gram of carbohydrate contains 4 calories. Carbs should make up 45 to 65% of your total calories for the day. So for the standard 2,000 calorie diet, 250 grams of carbohydrates is appropriate. The healthiest sources of carbohydrates are unprocessed or minimally processed whole grains, vegetables, fruits and beans, and these promote good health by delivering vitamins, minerals, fiber, and a host of important micronutrients. So for some standard foods, we'll talk about what a serving of a carbohydrate is. So that's about 15 grams of carbohydrates, or around 60 calories. If you remember, each gram of carbohydrate is about 4 calories. So this is about a half of a bagel, a half a cup of couscous, a third of a cup of pasta, a small tortilla, a slice of whole grain bread, 1 tablespoon of honey, or a small apple. The next macronutrient we're going to go over are fats. Fats act as a source of energy for long duration activities and are also important for storing vitamins, protecting vital organs, skin and hair health, and acts as an insulator. Each gram of fat contains 9 calories. The 3 types of fats are saturated fats, unsaturated fats, or trans fatty acids. Saturated fats are generally solid at room temperature and generally come from an animal source. There are some vegetable oils like coconut, palm, and palm kernel that are also saturated fats, and you want to try to reduce the amount of saturated fat in your diet. Unsaturated fats are generally liquid at room temperature, so this includes olive oil, avocado oil, and these also come in nuts and seeds. Trans fatty acids are unhealthy fats that form when vegetable oil hardens in a process called hydrogenation. Hydrogenated fats, or trans fats, are often used to keep some foods fresh for a long time and increase shelf stability. So a typical serving of fat is about 5 grams or 45 calories. So this includes a tablespoon of seeds, 2 tablespoons of mashed avocado, a teaspoon of butter, oil, or margarine, 8 to 10 olives, 16 pistachios, or a tablespoon of salad dressing. Proteins are long chains of amino acids which act as building blocks for muscles, bone, and skin. They're also used for enzyme functions, including metabolism, digestion, and blood clotting, hormone development, and pH balancing. Each gram of protein contains 4 calories. So a typical serving of protein is approximately 8 to 10 grams of protein, or 32 to 40 calories. So this includes 4 ounces of lean chicken, 3 ounces of lean red meat, 10 ounces of tofu, a can of tuna drained, and you want to make sure that that's tuna that's not canned in oil, because that would obviously increase the caloric density with the amount of fat content. 2 eggs, or an ounce of nuts or seeds. Some good sources of protein include meat, soy, nuts, beans, dairy, and eggs. And the average person should aim for about 0.35 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you look at this little chart here, it'll give you an approximate goal of protein consumption for your day, depending on your weight. If your specific weight isn't listed here, you can always take that in pounds, multiply it by 0.3 grams, and that will give you your protein goal for the day. Alcohol is the final macronutrient that we're going to talk about today, and each gram of alcohol contains 7 calories. Alcohol has nearly twice as many calories as carbohydrates or protein, and almost as many calories as fat. And these calories don't have any health benefit because there's no major source of micronutrients like vitamins and minerals, and they don't have a large energy source as well. So they're what we call like an empty calorie. And the average serving of alcohol has about 150 calories. Our third major topic for today is hydration. So adequate water intake ensures the proper balance of fluid both inside and outside of our cells, and assists with nerve impulses, body temperature regulation, muscle contractions, nutrient transport, and excretion of waste products. The human body is roughly 60% water. Not drinking enough water can lead to hydration, which can affect your body's ability to perform all the tasks listed above. A general rule for how much water to drink is to take your body weight in pounds, divide that number by 2, and that equates to the number of ounces you should be drinking each day. People who are more active will need more water, and people who drink caffeinated, sodium-filled, or sugary beverages may need to consume more water to offset, as those particular beverages can actually cause dehydration with their high sodium and sugar content. And caffeine is also what we call a diuretic, where it actually causes you to excrete more water. Our final main topic for the day is salt and sugar intake. So there's 2 main types of sugar: naturally occurring sugar and added sugar. Naturally occurring sugar is sugar that is found in food naturally. It has fructose found in milk, fructose found in fruit, lactose found in milk, and foods that have more naturally occurring sugar also have other key nutrients like protein, fiber, vitamins A, C, and D, and calcium. And these foods that have higher concentrations of naturally occurring sugar also have fiber and protein, which takes longer to digest and will cause a less dramatic spike in blood sugar. So this is a really important topic when we're talking about people who are diabetic, as their body is no longer able to properly regulate blood sugar levels. Added sugar is sugar that is created and added to foods and drinks during the manufacturing process. This includes granulated and brown sugar, molasses, any type of syrup, anything ending in ose. Foods that contain added sugar are usually more processed and have been stripped of nutritional value. And products with added sugar also have a greater concentration of sugar, making it easier to overconsume without realizing it. And this is where people tend to eat a lot more calories than they may be intended to. So foods with naturally occurring sugar include fruits, vegetables, grains, and dairy. But as shown in the previous slide, they also contain fiber, protein, and so they're absorbed more slowly, and therefore they don't lead to those big blood sugar spikes. Added sugar are brown sugar, corn sweetener, corn syrup, fruit juice concentrates, granulated sugar, high fructose corn syrup, malt sugar, molasses, raw sugar, and syrup. And these don't have any fiber or protein, and so they're absorbed very rapidly and can lead to really large blood sugar spikes, which can cause you to feel groggy or have crashes later on in the day when those blood sugar levels come back down. Another major problem in the American diet is excess sodium. Too much sodium can cause high blood pressure or hypertension, and this can lead to heart disease, heart failure, kidney disease, and kidney failure. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams a day, and moving towards an ideal limit of no more than 1,500 milligrams a day of sodium for most adults. To reduce your salt and sugar intake, you want to avoid drinking calories like sodas, fruit juices, heavy coffee drinks. If you really like the taste of fruit, we want to recommend that you eat the whole fruit instead, as this contains the dietary fiber and doesn't have any sugar added. And you want to avoid prepackaged and prepared foods, as these contain really high amounts of sodium, oftentimes in foods that wouldn't necessarily taste salty, but the sodium level in them is very high. If you have any questions or want more info, you should tune in to our webinar on 12/15. And if you want more information, you can contact us at kcmetro@briotics.com.